Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the book review. Hello everyone, welcome to another TBR video. Today we are planning September's TBR. Now I did get creative this time with my TBR board, because I know that some of you wish to see when I am actually picking the picks. So I did actually film that section, which I will add in, and then I'll talk about the books once I have shown that clip. So let me know how that looks. I don't have the proper setup really to do overhead recording, so it looks a little janky, but I think it worked out. So let me know if you like that, and if enough people like it, I'll try it again next month and see how it goes. But we are talking about what I will be reading in September. And yeah, I can't believe it's here. I say that every month. I know, I'm sorry, but that is just how life is that it just flies by. And if we don't comment on it, I feel like it just skips right on past. But one thing I am loving is that this year I'm really using up my journal. I talked about that in another one of like, I would sometimes do 4 or 5 pages for a spread and everything. And last month I realized that if I didn't be more conservative, I was going to run out of pages. So I just love that though. I love fully using these where they're almost falling apart at the end, that I got the most use out of them that I could. So let's look at September, what I'll be reading for Patreon, the new releases, and then we'll get into that bingo, the Monopoly, not bingo. I keep wanting to say bingo. It's Monopoly. We'll be getting into that at the end of the video. And yeah, I'm excited. So for Patreon reads, at least like the ones I have to read that are new to me, there is Regarding the Duke by Grace Calloway, I think is who it is. This was the pick for the month for A Marriage in Crisis. So Marriage in Crisis was the topic that came out of the jar. And this is always a tough one because it's like, what's the reason for the crisis? That I know is difficult for me, right? But Regarding the Duke is one that it sounds like they had like an arranged marriage and they've been living apart and now they're maybe going to fall in love. Like that is the type of marriage in crisis I do like, because I find usually if a marriage has broken up, though I love second chances, it can be a bit dicey about what I like about it and what I don't. So we'll see. But then the ones I will need to read for the first time is Before We Came by Sloane St. James. So I actually read her for the first time last month for Patreon, which was really cool. And one of my patrons wants me to do that other series, which I believe is coming to TradPub, possibly, because when I was looking it up, there's some new covers coming, so we'll see. But I believe this is Hockey Romance, if I'm correct, and I'm very intrigued to give it a go, so happy to read more of her. Then there is actually one that I will save to talk about because it's a new release, and I don't normally love to do new releases, but I happen to be sent an arc of this one, so the first time I read it I can annotate it, but we'll talk about it in a minute because it's an upcoming release. Unraveling Him by Claire Kingsley, which of course I have read before, but I'm going to be rereading and annotating this time. I'm very excited to revisit some of those. And then Death Valley by Karina Halley. I'm excited to kind of push myself into reading that one. I know it's like an apocalypse style thing. They said it's kind of like The Last of Us meets Walking Dead, which of course is the super hyped way to say it, but you know I love apocalypse things, and honestly besides Claire Ken, I haven't been finding many that I wanted to read, and that is not just because I'm biased. You know, it's not just because I'm biased, but it is a part of it. So I want to find more that I like. And Karina Halley, she is a hit or miss author for me, but she's also an author I've been reading for a very long time. So I'm more willing to continue trying her even when she's hit or miss, because I do respect that about her, that there is really not a subgenre of romance the girl hasn't tried. Okay, she's done paranormal and fantasy. She's done a bit of historical. She's done royal romance. She's done dude, what else is there? She's done horror. Like, the lady has written everything, and I do respect that a lot. So I am, oh, like the Siren one, like, she's written everything. If there is, she's doing cowboy stuff now. Like, if there is something, like, she's going for it, and I really appreciate that about her for sure. So yeah, those are the ones for Patreon that I need to read, like, either for the first time or I need to read them to annotate them. There's a few of the classic Julia Wolfs in there, which I've already read, so that'll be good to revisit. So yes, let us get into, where did I put that one? Let us get into the book. Oh, it's under what I'm looking at. Let us get into the upcoming releases that I will be reading. Okay. So first up is The Good Girl Effect by Sarah Kate. I have the audiobook for this one, and this comes out on the 2nd. I can't wait to get to it. I'm so happy to be on her ARC team, and I'm just salivating over that audiobook because it's duet narrated, and I think there are like 3 narrators in it. This is the first in the Salacious Legacy, which is going to be the 2nd generation of Salacious Players Club. I have said I am a little intrigued for there to be a 2nd generation of a sex club series. Like, I fully believe in Sarah Kate doing this. By the way, this isn't, I'm just intrigued, right? Normally when you see a 2nd generation, it's going to be, I mean, Mafia or historical or contemporary, like regular contemporary of some time. A 2nd gen of an erotic series, I don't know. It's just weird to me because it's one of those that, like, we know that that first generation was making babies, but to see their kids, like, I don't know, inherit the sex business is interesting. I'm sure Sarah Kate is going to pull it off. I'm just telling you, in my head, I'm kind of like, well, that's a choice, you know, like, it's just one of those things. But I mean, I certainly love the world she created, by the way. Like, oh, I guess they're behind me. I adore her. I think that's kind of interesting when you think about it that way, right? Okay, then I have an audiobook. I should mark that as we go through because I usually track which ones are audios. Then I just received an audio of The Spite Date by Pippa Grant. I don't actually know too much about that one, but I got offered to read the audio for it, and I don't believe I've read a Pippa Grant, and I was really intrigued. So I said yes to that one. I have the audio for that. Then there is Sweetest Sin by Nikki Ash. I missed the last Nikki Ash, but I believe that one was a standalone. So I signed up for Sweetest Sin, and we'll see if I'm able to get to that one. Then we have Constantine by Lillian Harris. This is starting her Bratva series, so I am super intrigued by it. Lillian Harris, though she's someone I'm on her ARC team, her Mafia are always pretty hit or miss for me. Here's the thing, it truly depends on the tropes she's choosing to tell. I really love when Lillian Harris writes, like, forced marriage, which honestly is most of them, but when she writes forced marriage, her age gap, but her second chance romances are tough for me. And those have actually been kind of, I think, I mean, in every series she's had a second chance, and those haven't been, like, the ones that rock for me. But Constantine is starting the Bratva, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, then, of course, we have Wild Card by Elsie Silver. Now, for this book, they didn't do the traditional signups for ARCs. They actually only reached out to people who had read them before. And luckily, I know for sure I'm at least getting the e-ARC of this book. I did sign up for the audio ARC. I was able to do audios for books 2 and 3, which to me is like, her books are so well cast when she does audio. And this one is going to be Ex-Boyfriend's Dad, Forbidden Age Gap. And I'm so pumped about that. And also, she did just announce the Emerald Lake series, which is coming next year. I think it's coming, is it coming early next year? Is it Emerald Lake? So, I mean, we kind of knew that's where she was going next, right? We did Chestnut Springs, and then this has been the Rose Hill, and we're going to Emerald Lake. And I mean, I can't wait. I am such an Elsie Silver stan. There have been so few misses for me. I know that's not everyone, but in general, the way she writes her romances, I think she's only gotten better at it. Like, even when I look back at Heartless, which will still always remain my favorite of her, like, it just will. I can see that a lot of what made that one work was the very, like, specific setting, and the characters were just made it pop. but I think she's really progressed her plots as well. Anyway, I didn't need to do a deep on that, but I just do, you know, and there are ones, as I've said, that have been misses, but I think she has listened to what it is that makes her a strong author, and she's built on that, and I think you can tell with them. But again, that's not for everybody, but she is for me. The Earl That Got Away by Diana Quincy. I do have an e-arc of this one. Honestly, you guys know I want to support the historical romance coming, so I'm going to do my damnedest to get to this one, but chances aren't perfect about it. But I want to tell you guys about it. It's been a long time since Diana Quincy has put a book out. The cover of this one is still like, I really love this. I love the look of the heroine on here, and you guys know I want historical romances to have their best chance. So I will for sure still talk about it and promote it. And hopefully once the audio is out, I will get to it. But I at least want to tell you guys about it. There is Brutal Rain by Monica Kane. Ooh, I did forget to mark this down then in my one. But I do still need to read book 2 in this series before I read the arc of Brutal Rain. Hopefully I'll get to that, but that one is in her Bratva series. Now, I did end up reading book 1 this month, which was, I think, was it Ruthless Rain? And it wasn't my favorite thing, but it has the good potential of it, and I'm someone willing to give an author more than one chance. And she had asked me to read Brutal Rain, and then she sent me the first 2 books leading up to it. So if I don't have time to get to book 2, I will just try to read book 3, but we'll see. So that is a Bratva romance. Then I think I'm getting an arc of this one. Now I don't recall, but either way, the cover of this one is so stunning, what I'm about to say, that I was just like, you know, whatever. I'm going to put it on my TBR just in case. So this is called The Outlaw Witch of Sherwood by Brittany Hamsey. Hansie? Can't remember. It says it on here. Look at this cover. This is a gender-swapped Robin Hood, and it's fantasy. Romantasy, I mean. So this was an e-arc that was available with one of the PR companies. And again, I don't know if I will get it, but I wanted to show it to you guys because how stunning does that look? So even if we don't get to it, I wanted to put it out here. Okay, this was a surprise drop here. We have Until the Heart Stops by Jillian Eliza West. And this is supposed to be, oh shoot, what did she say about it? But it's a vampire romance. And one of the blurbs she said she's like, what it's really like when the woman has her period and she's with a vampire. Which I have by now read plenty that do this. But it just made me giggle. And yeah, this one, she just announced it last month and it was coming this month. So bada bing, bada boom, it dropped. She didn't even like let people sign up for arcs for this one. She just went with a team she's used before, which is fine. Because would I have time to read the arc? Probably not. But I will be ordering at least a paperback of this as soon as they're available because look at it. Look at it. It's beautiful, y'all. Stunning. We love her. All right. Then we have The Flirting Game by Lauren Blakely. I am on her team. I was supposed to have my audio of this already, so I don't know what happened to it. But just, there was a lot that went on with like shifting around of Lauren Blakely's books. I'm on her influencer team. I review pretty much all of her books now. And this book is coming out as an Audible exclusive to start with. And I will be honest with y'all, this happened that I was signed up with this kind of before all of the drama that I found out about Audible, like straight up. But I believe I'm getting an e-arc or like a early copy of it. But if this does go to Amazon, like, because I believe it'll be an Audible Plus because it is an Audible exclusive title. And the way it says, I think that might be the case. So I just want to put that out there because going forward, like I said, I don't plan to use Audible Plus for any of the reads that I do until I hear that Audible is changing that structure. So if I don't end up getting the ALC of this, I will wait until it's available. But it will only be available on Audible. There won't be any ebooks of it until I think next year. Because again, something got switched around with this one. and it's coming only on audio first. I don't know what's going on, but this flirting game is a part of the Love and Hockey series. It's the last one in the series, but it's going to audio exclusive first. So that's just something I plan to do. I plan to be transparent about that. When it goes to Audible first, though, you are still able to use a credit to buy it if you want to, right? Like you can, I think you can still buy the audiobook, but I just won't be using Audible Plus for that. If you'd like to know more about what I'm talking about why I'm being selective with which books I use Audible for, I just made a 40-minute long video about it the other day. I know a lot of you have seen it, but I'm serious about being conscious of that. So that's why I'm having a little tirade about it right now, is that I believe this one will be an Audible exclusive that's available through Audible Plus when it drops, and I don't plan to listen to ones like that. But I think you're still able to buy one that is in Audible Plus, so you could still buy this on audio if you want to. I know that's not what everyone's going to want to do, but that's how we directly support our authors. So if I get the ALC of that one, I'm very much looking forward to it. It's the last book in the Love and Hockey. If I don't, again, I think that release date's been moved for the physical copy and stuff. So we'll get to it. Anyway, moving along. Soft Tissue Damage by Lilith Vincent. All right. So I believe this is in like unofficial kind of like companion to the, oh shoot, I forgot it. The one that is the Labyrinth kind of retelling. Shit, why can't I remember it? It's in that same like universe, I believe. Soft Tissue Damage is in that same world as the Labyrinth retelling, which just slipped my mind, guys. I don't remember what it is, but yeah, Lilith Vincent, aka Brianna Hale. She has a dark, twisted romance. I can't remember what the taboo tropes are for it. She always writes taboo romance though. And if I'm feeling dark enough, I'll definitely read it. I have been feeling lighter lately. That is the thing too why like I'm nervous about Constantine and about Brutal Reign, is I go in and out of being in a dark romance phase quite often just because I love reading Mafia, so I can usually slip back in. But I've been feeling a little bit lighter hearted lately. I've been reading a lot more like sports romance and stuff. But, oh, Lilith Vincent, man, she sucks me in with those. Her shock value, like, always hits, like, real good for me, so I might still get to it. Okay, Undeniably Corrupt by Jay Salmon. This will finally be the hacker guy, if you've been reading this series. I know I will get, oh, I should mark that. I know I will get an audio of that one, because I always sign up for those ones. So, yeah, this one is supposed to be, I don't remember what his name is, but he's the hacker guy. He's been helping out our crew in like all of the books. They've needed a hacker pretty much, and he's a part of the family. He's like the black sheep of the family. So yeah, this one is Undeniably Corrupt. Then there will be Westbound by Maggie Rodden. This will be the third book in the, what is it called? Like the Horseman series or whatever by Maggie Rodden. I don't know. It's the next one in the dark cowboy series, and we got some slutty little glasses on. I believe this is like the mafia style accountant type thing, because that's the thing, like this cowboy family, they're not fully like organized crime, but their family's been in shady business and they're all kind of a part of it, so like that's where that is, you know. But this is like the accountant guy in the family, and I'm really excited for this one for sure. I probably will have an arc for that one for sure. Okay, then we have a whole shit ton of books that come out on the 30th or around. Oh, I forgot one. The Homemaker by Julianne. This is a new standalone from her, I believe. And this one, I'm signed up for the audio book of that one. I can't remember the day it comes out because it was just hanging out right there. I'll also mention, I meant to mention for you guys, because I already read it, so I forgot it, but Tower by Claire Kent will be coming out. This is the book that, if you watch my last weekly wrap up, I like couldn't talk about it at all because she hadn't even announced the title yet, but she has. The only thing that's still a secret is the cover, which I haven't seen the cover yet either, so I'm not keeping that a secret. She hasn't shown it to me yet, but Tower will be the first in 4 dark fairy tale, well, I shouldn't say like apocalypse fairy tale retellings. The first one is based on Rapunzel, and it will be called Tower. And you guys are gonna love this one, okay? It has a big age gap. It's a 15-year age gap. The hero is 40, and he is like an ex-felon. He's tattooed all everywhere. He's absolutely scrumptious, and he's kind of the leader of this one settlement. And then our heroine, her name is Haley, and she is like our Rapunzel character. Her father had a pretty secured like home, and he would do business with our hero. Shoot, I just forgot his name. I always forget the heroes' names, but they call him the boss. His name is Levi. There we go. I had to like talk through it. But her father kind of kept her locked up. He was a very loving, protective dad. This wasn't a manipulative thing, but it was him being like, she's beautiful. She's 25 now. This one is 3 years after Impact. So, you know, she was an adult when Impact happened, but her father, she's beautiful. She's been protected, and he kept her locked away because he was like, you are my greatest treasure, like literally. And they would just decimate you. So her father was very smart. But this book starts with her father dies, okay? And he's dead in her home. Like, he died at their home. And she knows she has a very short window of time to make a deal with someone, because otherwise someone could just come and take her. And everything that she has in her home are assets that she has to offer. But if she doesn't make the deal herself, someone's going to come and take her. Someone's going to figure out that they're not seeing her dad anymore. And so any security that he has set up to protect her will go. So this is a transactional romance, all right? So it, to me, is along the lines of like Hold, which I know a ton of you love, mixed with like Embers, okay? That is how I see this one, okay? With a hero who is, yeah, definitely more assertive and not as like timid about it. So that's what I mean about like Hold, is that she's going to make a transactional deal to be this man's lady with all the benefits, and he's not going to take them. You know, he's not going to be a gentleman and say, we can just pretend that we're together. No, she's trading her body for safety with him. But in Claire Kent fashion, he's still going to come off a bit of a softie and a sweetie up in there. But literally this book starts with her, she knows some of the patterns that the hero has, and so she shows up where she knows he's going to be, and she lays it all out. This happens page 1. She's like, I have to be practical about this, and she makes a deal with Levi, and he takes her back to his compound as his new woman. And that is what this story is about. So it's a novella length. So the first one, yeah, is Rapunzel. She has said what the second title will be. I'll leave it up to you guys to guess which fairy tale it is. The second title is going to be Ashes. It is also the plan, I can share this, she's working to have the audiobook of these ones done by as soon as she can, because she's starting with kind of the novellas going to have audiobooks, because that is cheaper to produce, right? And yeah, so that one will be coming, I believe we're aiming for mid-month, because there is also the Kickstarter with After the End, which is with Ali Hazelwood, Kate C. Wells, Adriana Herrera, and a few other authors are doing that dystopian Kickstarter, which will be starting September 1st. And so we want to get Tower out like during the time that the hype is the biggest. So Tower will be coming. Yeah, I'm so excited. I truly was kicking my feet reading this one because it's so many things I love. If there's one thing that Noelle knows, it's what her strengths are. And this book has, like, this little novella has, like, all of them in it. Like, and I just love that. So, okay, then let me hop back into this. The books that all come out on the 30th. There's a whole bunch, but there's 3 that I'm going to be reading arcs for, and so I'll share those with you. There will be, or no, I guess I don't have an arc for that one. I don't. Alchemized finally is coming by Sin Lin Yu, and I was just talking with Justin about this. I haven't seen any arcs besides physical arcs for Alchemized. I didn't see them on Edelweiss. I didn't see them on NetGalley. I think it was really only if you were signed up with that publisher already established that some people were getting arcs, right? I saw Lacey from Lacey's Book Lovers that she had an arc of Alchemized, but otherwise, I like haven't seen them anywhere. And I'm truly like so intrigued why. I have a whole theory on it, which we don't have time to get into in this one, but I'm going to talk about it in my Patreon vlog that is the next one coming out, about why I think there wasn't arcs for Alchemized and why I think that was probably a good thing. But yeah, Alchemized is coming, y'all. The one that kind of started it all, even though it won't be the first one coming out. I'm hella nervous, but I'm also still excited. This is the one, like, I'm still excited for this until proven otherwise, because I have a lot of faith in this author who's able to write a story like Manacled, that even if she has to change a lot, that it will still be good. Because that story, I have said, and I will say again, it is the best written fantasy, romantasy I've ever read. Fanfiction or no, the thought that went into that and is unparalleled. So I have high hopes in ways that I didn't, even for Rose and Change and Irresistible Urge, even though I was excited and then not so much. Like, I just have reasons. So Alchemized is coming. Also, highly anticipated for me is Bitter Burn by Sierra Simone. Okay, y'all? Okay, the way we've been waiting for this one. Like, the way I've been waiting for this one. Finally, we will know the conclusion to the Tristan and Isolde trilogy. The way things left off with Honeycut. Damn, y'all. I can't wait. So I am signed up for the ALC and an arc of that one. So we'll see. But either way, even if I don't get graced with an arc of it, I will be scooping it up. I'm hopeful because Bloom has sent me arcs of the previous 2 of those ones. So I'm hopeful for it. But even if I'm not, I don't care. Honeycut was one of my 6-star reads last year. And I think once this trilogy is done, it is going to far surpass what the new Camelot series did. I'm so intrigued. But Daddy Mark is going to be real mad with his little subbies. Okay, I know that. And then there will be My Favorite Hero by Melanie Moreland, which will be another entry in her, like, My Favorite series. There was My Favorite Kidnapper and My Favorite Boss. And this one will be My Favorite Hero. And I believe it is a firefighter romance. So, okay, now I am going to insert my rolling of the dice, and then I will talk about what happened in that after. So, here you go. I hope this looks good. I don't know if it does or not. Also, this already stopped recording once, so I'm just going to get into it. And if there's anything I don't end up explaining, I'll say it in the big video. So this is my TBR Monopoly. This is where I ended last time at Reread a Favorite. I'm going to go for 5 of these. But if not, we'll see where we sit anyway. So, okay. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one says, unhaul a book that you haven't read yet. Oh my gosh. I will share that in the video, what I picked, because I do actually have some for an unhaul that I'm going to do. So that one doesn't count. That's a bonus one. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Here for fantasy, we have A Sleight of Shadows by Kat Howard or Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent. I will pick Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Read a classic. Ooh, that is not one that I expected to get. I will let you know in the TBR video which one I pick. I have to think about that. But I actually want to do that. So we'll do that. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do an Instagram poll. Why am I getting all the action items right now? I'm actually going to skip that one because that is one that I do if I'm not filming it. Sorry, we won't do an Instagram poll for that one. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, here we go. Small Town There is Yours to Catch by Harlow Ray or Can't Shake You by Molly McLean. I know this one has an audio, so I'm going to pick Yours to Catch, which we were at Small Town, so I should set that over there. Okay. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm going to spin again. We landed on the same one. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So for this one, I actually still have The Rest of Your Story is on my TBR for August. So this is what I was hoping. So if I landed on one where I've already picked both, I have a couple books beside me that are sports romances. So the one I think I want to try to get to is 3 Count by Nikki Castle. I'll talk more about these in the main video, but this is one that I actually ordered the cool copy with the model on the front of it, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. So I'm going to pick that as my sports romance. Or because, like I said, I will pick a classic, and then I need to unhaul one. So we'll roll one more time. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this one is for dark. There's Cracked Foundation by Bex Dawn or Tender Mercies by Kitty Thomas. I am going to go look at those two. All right, I'm going to try going for Tender Mercies by Kitty Thomas. I have a signed copy of this that one of my viewers sent me. And Kitty Thomas is an author I want to read more of. And this one also isn't too intimidatingly long, so I'm going to give that one a try. Okay, so I am going to end this here and go back to the video where I will tell you which classic I picked and which book I plan to unhaul. All right, let me know if you like this clip, if you like seeing this. This is a bit different. I don't usually do this, so Okay, guys, so the picks for this were, as I shared, there was Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, which I forgot to grab off the shelf still, but that's been on TBRs over and over again. We'll see. Remember, these ones are all extra books to get to. Yours to Catch by Harlow Ray, which was for a small town romance. 3 Count by Nikki Castle, which was for a sports romance. Tender Mercies by Kitty Thomas, which was for a dark romance. And then for a classic, I actually have not read Sense and Sensibility. So I've shared this before. I adore all of her stories in theory and everything. And I have read Pride and Prejudice, Persuasion. I've read most of Emma. But I haven't read all of Mansfield Park, and I haven't read Sense and Sensibility. So I don't know 1000% that I'll get to this because, again, that's these. But I do want to read and annotate Sense and Sensibility at some point. So since it landed on Read a Classic, that's the purpose of me even having a square that says Read a Classic, is to get me to either reread some of my favorites and annotate them, or to do that with a new one as well. So I picked that one. And then the book that I will unhaul because I didn't get to it, I actually already have this book up on my Mercari. I did just list a few. They're not at exorbitant prices at all. They're just enough to make it worth it to ship it to someone. But one book that I'm not planning to really ever read, actually, is Final Offer by Lauren Asher. I am really enjoying her most recent series. I've shared that. I did not care for books 1 and 2 in this series. I just didn't like them. It didn't vibe with me. So because I literally have hundreds of books in here, I'm choosing this one to get rid of. It takes up a lot of space. I don't plan to get around to it. So since I landed on the square, here's one that I was already planning to unhaul. So we'll unhaul that one. And then the final thing, I was going to talk about this in the new releases because I didn't talk about it in the Patreon section, and then I forgot to do it. So the Patreon book for one of my patrons that I'm going to annotate, as well as it is a re-release, is Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moronova. And I received this gorgeous ARC copy from Bloom Books, and one of my patrons loved this book and actually wanted me to do it last month, and I was like, well, they're going to be re-releasing it in September, and I actually have an arc that I have to read anyway, so this we'll be getting to, which I love the tagline for this, where people say it is like Call of Duty but spicy. So I'm here for it. So all right, there we go. Just in time as the sun tries to ruin my day for me. Those are the books on my TBR. Let me know what you thought of the inserted rolls. I know some people don't care about that or whatever, so just let me know, because I'm happy to do the rolls before the camera is here. And I'm also happy to do it on camera if you guys liked it. So let me know. But okie doke, that is everything for this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.